been diving into this whole thing about choosing our parents because I just wanted to know. I had studied about that and I read about it, and so many people have talked about it. And so I wanted to know, was this Slab or was this Memorex? My Gen Xers know what I'm talking about. Is this something that is for real or what? Because what I was researching was, why would a soul choose parents that weren't ready to be parents? Why? You know, like, by, rape, or a child to come from childhood parents, when people aren't ready. And so I was diving into this question: why would a soul choose people that weren't ready? So I got some notes here, y'all. So bear with me. Um, so from a higher soul perspective, we choose our parents not for who, they are in their perfection, but for what our soul needs to experience, to transform, and to grow through. So typically we choose these people for us, for our soul. So if you thought that you chose wrong, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. So even if they were young, if they were broke, if they were absent in body, mind, and spirit, if they were toxic, if they were unprepared, if they were narcissists, they had codes that your soul needed. I know that in some cases this is hard to hear. It was hard for me to read when I started really diving in and studying it. So, number one, uh, wounds that you came to heal. So, wounds that you needed to heal, whether you brought them with you from another life, or wounds that you needed to heal, patterns that you came to break. Sometimes you are the chain breaker in your family. You are the person that was sent here to break patterns and chains. And I am one of those. I have been that. I did not want to admit that. But when I realized that I started acting the part because that's what I'm here to do. Strength you came to remember. So many times it's all about remembering who you are. And so the strength that you came to remember is why you chose those wonderful people that are your parents. Ancestral lines that you came to clear. So you may be, like me, a person that is here to clear ancestral lines because that's something that is in my contract. So, soul contracts for evolution. Before we incarnate, we create soul agreements. So, and soul agreements are like, I'll go to earth through, this bloodline to learn this, to awaken Y, and to heal Z. So these are some of the reasons why you would create these soul contracts with these people. Your parents may not have been ready, but they were energetically coded to trigger the environments, the emotions, and the soul test that your higher self chose. Because all these things, again, you chose them. So this is not something that somebody put on you. You can't be blaming other people for it. This is something that your soul chose. So in light of that, sometimes the most unready parent teaches us how to find love when it's not given. So a lot of times when we have these parents that we don't feel the love, this is what we've come to learn, is how to find love when it's given. And I've seen that so many times with people that they've grown up in a house where there was no love and they were the most loving people. That's an amazing thing. I've seen it the other way too, where they grew up in a house with no love and they didn't have none either. So it can work both ways. How to be the cycle breaker. So you may be the person in your family that is going to break the cycle for alcoholism, or that's going to break the cycle for drugs, or that's going to break the cycle for teenage pregnancies. That you might be that person. You might be the cycle breaker in your family or in your bloodline. How to forgive what seemed unforgivable. That is an amazing thing, because so many times we we fail at that. You know, we don't forgive people because we feel like, this particular thing is unforgivable. And then we blame God and we say, you know what? The Bible says this and this and that. But I don't remember anything that's unforgivable in the Bible. Now, correct me if I am wrong, but I don't remember any of that. And I've read it a few times. So we have to think about that and how to reclaim power from chaos. That is another thing that, how's this thing going down? That is another thing that we can do in this situation. A lot of times that's what we were sent to do, so that we can know, how to move, how to navigate, and how to shake in this world. And my husband says all the time he had a father that was horrible. And he said that, there were things that he taught him, even through just watching him, but not being like him in that way. You know what I'm saying? So there are things that you can learn and things that you're supposed to learn when you come, a lot of times. And I know that sometimes it can be difficult to even even perceive this, and difficult to um to even receive it, and put it in your heart, and because some people have come from some pretty, you know, fucked up places, parents wise. And so to hear that you chose your parents, that's a little challenging, because you think in your mind, why would you, in your right mind, ever choose, those people? So, but as you begin to grow, and as you begin to learn, and as you come into this space and this knowledge, and then as you study, you'll begin to understand. And as you connect to your God self, and connect to your spirit team, because, many times there were times when I had no understanding of some of these things. I just didn't. I didn't understand it. And instead of trying to fight it, I just say, you know what? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to study, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to listen to my spirit team, all of these things. And so, anyway, so that's what I wanted to share today here, and I'm so super grateful for you. I have some more that I'll come back on and I'll share tomorrow, because I really just wanted to do, just a short live, just to share this with you, because I felt that if that's something that I had been studying and something that I wanted to internalize and embody, then it more than likely was something that other people that followed me, were dealing with or wanted to understand, get a better understanding of it. And so that's something that I, hope that I help you do. So tomorrow I'll come back tomorrow and talk some more about that, and talk about healing generational lines. Because I know that it's a thing, because I've talked to too many people that have shared with me. And that kind of was what got me on this path to researching this and studying this, because I've been on the path. Like, I literally am decided that I'm going to do ancestral healing as my PhD, because that's something that I really have been studying. I really have been, connecting with God and asking the questions about not only my bloodline, but just bloodlines in general, and, how this really works, because I know about the DNA. Because why? Because I do DNA activation, and I'm offering that with my sessions. I'm doing soul mirror readings. And so that's a part of that as well, if you would like it, because we can, that'll be an upgrade, of course. But that's something that I do as well. And so, knowing and understanding about how, we carry all this stuff in our DNA, and we wonder why, you know, Black people, you can't just get over slavery. I mean, that was so long ago, you don't even know it's slavery. You know what I mean? I heard that, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I would be rich, rich, rich. But I also want to say, make sure that you check out my Stand store. It is Stand store at Intuitive Tammy. Um, I have all kinds of things in there. I have mini course for on intuition. Y'all, it's a cute little course. I created it with so much love, and it's really jam packed for what it is, because it's a mini course. It's $27, and it's got videos. It's got some PDFs with exercises. I also have some activation and meditations in there as well. So feel free to go over there in the Stand store and grab that. I also have a forgiveness letter in there that is phenomenal. It has helped me so much, and that's why I created it, because it was so helpful for me when I did it. And so I've created that, and that is over there as well. I also have some free PDFs and stuff that you can get with exercises, especially if you're a person that is growing your spiritual gifts, because that is something that I specialize in. And then last but not least, I have Remember Who the Fuck You Are, my membership. Um, it is, I'm looking for founding members, $25 a month. We're doing 2 Zoom calls, and then there's also things inside of the community. I am looking to build a community where we just hold each other's hands through all of this heaviness and through all of this stuff that we have, and we learn about our gifts, and we're able to practice and able to grow and able to just be better off, better people, you know, connecting together regardless of anything, regardless of any of our differences, because now is the time for us to come together regardless of any differences. Time to come together. Period. It's happening, y'all. Regardless of what the intention is from the others, it is happening. We are coming together. The divisiveness is done. So this is my plan, and this is my intention for that group. If you also are looking for some private coaching sessions or healing sessions, is what I like to call them, you can grab that as well in my Stand store. I got a packet of 4 if that's something that you're looking for. I also have, you can get a one time thing as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I would love it if you are subscribed. Thank you. If you're not, hit that subscribe button, and let's stay connected. And make sure that you are checking out my podcast, Straight Out of Savannah, where I interview spiritual entrepreneurs. I've interviewed psychics, mediums, channeled, human design, astrologers, numerologists. Let's see who else. Holistic healers. Um, you name it, I've interviewed them. And so I'm just super excited. I have one coming up now from a young man that is just amazing. He's outstanding. And so his interview will be Friday at 5:15 p.m. Pacific time. It'll premiere on my YouTube channel at Intuitive Tammy is the channel. So, but it's already on here on Substack, so you can listen to it. But it's amazing. And so I'm just super, super excited, to be here on Substack. And, if I can help you at all, reach out, send me a message or email or however you do it on here. I haven't quite got it down yet. I'm working on it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I just appreciate your time. Bye now.